Welcome back to Windy City Redneck, the podcast. It's been a while. Last time we did this, it was August 11th, and we did Inkspirational. I did it with this guy here, Whiskey Jim, and one more was part of it. We attempted the video, and that didn't turn out too well. I'm going to make your mics hot now. You good? Now you should be able to hear yourself. Can you hear yourself there, Whiskey?
Trying to laugh and hear myself laugh.
Yeah. So we tried the video thing and we couldn't get it going.
Yeah, somebody pushes stuff.
Actually, we fucked all that up at Bartolini's, right?
Yeah.
We broke the goddamn camera. And there's a story behind breaking that camera. Remember, we broke the camera and I sent it in. Thank God I had a Shurion.
Oh, right.
And that worked out okay, but they didn't send us a new camera because they don't make it anymore. So one more is now.
I thought you were getting a new one, like an upgraded one, though.
No, they wouldn't do that. They gave me a $299 credit.
Oh, nice.
$100 less than what I paid for the camera.
So he bought that shirt, and now he has a $298 credit.
Yeah, I actually bought some dog food with part of the credit. Full disclosure.
There you go.
Which I'm using that right away.
Okay.
Right away. Yeah, full disclosure on that one. But, hey, thanks for joining us, folks. And we've got the video going, so hopefully you're watching us on our YouTube channel. This is Windy City Redneck, the podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 12. Thanks for tuning in on the video and on the audio as well. So we do appreciate you hanging out with us. Hey, it's Tuesday night here on the South Side. We're at the lounge. We're in the Windy City Redneck Lounge. Most of you know that's on the South Side. We're in Evergreen Park, Illinois. Whiskey Jim, true South Sider. He's from Midlothian. One more. Currently lives on the South Side as well. Born and raised in Evergreen Park.
Yep.
And the South Side, Midlothian, Evergreen Park, whole South Side is got that vibe that you're wearing, and we'll get into that. I think Jimmy Buffett, when we were growing up, was a rite of passage, and you got it. Sometimes I have a hard time with that word. Indoctrinated? Is that a true word?
Proper word, yes.
I'm married to a teacher who teaches English, so you'd think I would know what the
and
fuck
you have
I'm
word of the
saying.
day toilet paper. You figured you would have that one.
You would think so. As opposed to, I saw a guy on, hey, before we get going, you're listening to official theme song of everything Windy City Redneck. Check us out at windycityredneck.com. This is Liam Durkin from his CD, Behind the Wheel. I was fortunate enough to hang out with Liam on Saturday night. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that later and the shit he's got going on. He's going to be a busy boy. But hey, this is his CD, Behind the Wheel. Our official theme song of everything Windy City Redneck. This is I'm Gone. Like I said, I had a good time with Liam on Saturday night, and I'll share some of that conversation that Roscoe and I had with him. It's pretty enlightening, and if you've seen some of the things we've shared, and before we get started, I'm going to make an apology to all of our listeners and our followers on Windy City Redneck. But again, this is Liam Durkin Behind the Wheel. Check him out. He's on Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere. Ask your smart speaker. I'd ask ours, but then it'll tune in and start doing some crazy shit. So I'm Gone Behind the Wheel. So before we get started, I just mentioned that I want to make an apology. And I want to apologize to both One More, and I want to apologize to Whiskey Jim. Whiskey Jim's been gracious enough to come on board the podcast, and we appreciate him being on it. He's a great addition. He's a good guy. One More has been by my side the whole time. You couldn't ask for a better wingman, a guy that was reluctant to do it in the beginning, and we've gone so far, and he's figured out the video. I've kind of dropped the ball lately. I've gotten sidetracked with so many other things going on. A little bit with Liam, a lot with the band Out of Touch, which we've got the equipment here. The band's got the night off tonight. They've been practicing. I've taken on so much, and I have taken on quite a bit for the American Legion Post in Evergreen Park 854, which has got me sidetracked and taken me away from what me and One More started with Greg years ago. So I do apologize to you. I owe everyone in Windy City Redneck Nation an apology as well. My Facebook posts have not been up to date. I have not been promoting the shit that we got going on. I jumped in One More's known me for a long time. When I jump into something, I want to do it right. And we got this going, and then I got sidetracked with the Legion, and I think I've got the Legion shit working now. Yeah. Okay. It's been a struggle over there, and I love those folks. And if any of them are tuning in, they're listening to it. There's a lot of loyal listeners there and followers. So I love working with them. I've got on America only because I didn't have time to go down and get my Hawaiian like you guys have on. I believe in this country. I certainly believe in our vets. Your dad was a vet.
Yep.
And you
Mine
had
too.
And your dad, and I think we've talked about this before. And we had you had your father's memorial at Legion
Yeah,
854. And it was
service.
great. It was a nice
They did
service.
a great job.
So I think it's worthwhile. If you're going to get sidetracked with anything, I think
Helping
that's
them out.
it. It's not like it took a side job bouncing at polecats or some shit like that. Or I didn't join the clergy, which our viewers and listeners would be like, "What the hell's going on with
I call
that?"
bullshit on that.
Yeah. So that was my apology. That's all I wanted to say. Is I've
I
been
apologize
sidetracked.
for nothing.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're back at it and we're ready to get things going. And so maybe we won't be as far and few between on the podcast coming up. I'm excited about this video portion. This thing is working out great, and so
far.
so far. You know what's
Something's going to start smoking over
So
there.
we're
in
10
about a
minute
minute.
into the thing that's supposed to start at 5:30, and it's 7 right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Only a
You
few
got a long ride.
A few bugs.
I have to drive back out tomorrow too. I have to take my mom to an appointment, doctor appointment in the morning. So, yeah.
Well, before we got started, I asked you, what your day was like, and so sorry to hear that and we talk about our lives and the things that are going on, and some of the feedback I've gotten, I don't know what feedback you've gotten from the folks that listen to the podcast, but a lot of the feedback that I get from folks that listen to this, like, that we just kind of update them on what's going on and the things that are changing, because I think a lot of people can relate to it. Life isn't perfect,
Right.
And
Certainly
I think,
mine.
yeah, nobody's
roll with the punches.
Yeah, you got to roll with the punches, and that would be an REO Speedwagon one. Roll with the changes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're on Jimmy Buffett.
We're on Jimmy
Never mind
Buffett,
else.
yeah.
Have you announced that that's the theme?
Although he's
You
from
haven't even
Chicago.
said
I
it
did, sort of, didn't
Okay.
I? Because you
I
guys
don't
got
think
on the
so.
Hawaiians. I talked about the indoctrination, which I have a hard time saying that word.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett is
Okay.
a huge part of the South Side.
All right.
And we'll get into it in a couple minutes. Got to do a little housekeeping stuff, though, and get people caught up after I made my apology. The one thing to let folks know is that we're in September. Today's the 18th. This will drop on Thursday, the 21st. Sometime that day, I'll get it.
It's actually the
stitched
19th.
together. Is it the 19th?
Yeah, it's the 19th.
So to be all right. So today's the 19th. Tuesday the 19th. So Thursday is still the 21st. If I had that
Yes,
correctly,
correct.
All right. So my math skills are working right now. Full disclosure, we
Fingers and
are
toes.
full disclosure. We are not alcohol free. I'm drinking the High Noons, and today I'm drinking peach. And one more. What do you got?
Captain and Pepsi.
What about you?
So I was trying to think about what to drink today, and I was going to get some Land Shark. I was going to get some Corona, and those are two beers that I would only drink at a Jimmy Buffett concert. But I felt he would want me to drink what I would want to drink, and I'm a big old style guy.
Okay.
And I have my Chicago Handshake koozie. So the Chicago Handshake, if you don't know, do you know what a Chicago Handshake is?
No, but we're about to find out.
Chicago Handshake is a shot of Malort and an old style. Chase it with an old style.
Just sounds so.
I did not bring any Malort with me, so
Thank
you're
God.
welcome.
I've had Malort.
Thank God.
I don't want
'Cause
it.
But I did bring it to the last Jimmy Buffett
I've
concert.
got the grill going. I asked one more when we started. We got the video camera going. I'm like, does that thing do smell?
No.
Right? I mean, because right now we got the charcoal.
It's
going.
actual natural charcoal. It smells awesome.
And in between, I've got some burgers we're going to put on, and we'll talk about how we
Are they
how
sunny?
we cook. And no, they're not. I'm out of sunny burgers, but I am looking forward to the fact that hunting season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I am so excited, and I want to let you know.
What?
This past weekend we went out and set up our stands
Yes, we
in
did.
South Central, which is a yearly ritual, but it's something that I dread. And maybe I'll send you a picture. One more is going to be the video guy.
I'm gonna
folks.
try
Does the
anyway.
setup go
So
like the
he's
setup
gonna,
tonight?
yeah, and he's going to try and put in some pictures. He asked Whiskey Jim for some Buffett pictures that he's been to. I'm going to try and send some if I can find them. And I'm going to send you a picture of my leg, because where I'm going with this is when we were out in the woods on, was that Friday?
Did you
Last Friday?
Get some bugs.
I did not. I
I'm
did
gonna
pretty
ask you
good.
to
I
never send me a picture of your leg.
I got like 3 or 4.
I got none.
Murph got a couple. The
Yeah,
Sergeant
okay.
at Arms Murph
Yeah.
got a couple on his waistline,
Okay.
and like 2 or 3 on his ankles. But I did pretty good. Now,
Yeah.
I have a few,
Okay.
and folks were talking about chiggers.
Yeah.
And
They're
we got
nasty.
lucky. The weather was cold, and I got my ass out there early. You were out there overnight,
Yeah.
so I mean, they really didn't get a chance to come out in the sun.
Yeah.
When it gets hot out and you start sweating,
whatever
that's-
it was, but I also sprayed my clothes down with some.
Yeah, I used a half
Is that
a can.
what you want me to urinate on your clothes?
No, I think that's a stingray.
That's a
or-
Sammy Sosa thing.
Is that- or jelly- It's a jellyfish. I
Who was the
think.
Cubs guy that used to piss on the
Sammy Sosa.
stands?
No, it was Moises Alou.
Oh,
Would be-
Moist-a-loo?
Yeah, Moises.
Are you having a headphone issue?
I am having a headphone issue.
Is it cutting in and out?
No, I'm pulling it out, not intentionally.
Well, stop
No,
doing
no,
it.
that's
Your wife always says you're pulling it out too.
Wow.
You should not be doing that in public. I've seen you in the
Right.
rompers.
We're going
Hey,
there. We're
so
going there.
thanks for joining us
On that note.
on Windy City Redneck, the podcast. And so we get full disclosure again. I've used that the fourth time. So if you're doing shots, you're on your fourth shot. But we are explicit language as well. You're gonna
fuck.
Can we do that on YouTube?
I don't know. You're
I'm
gonna have to
thinking
find
of-
out. You're gonna have
We'll
to
find out.
Some beeps going on.
So when we're talking about the drink, so this is something I thought about, and I just want to.
Do they make this in a men's?
So that is my problem. You're right. That is my problem right now. So these drinks, okay, they're good. The flavor I like is black cherry, okay, and you're the alcohol connoisseur.
Sure. Yep.
So I like the black cherry one. There were other seltzers when they first came out that I liked, and I used to drink them. And I shied away from them because they messed with the original recipe and started all these bullshit flavors and variety packs and didn't do their core thing. High Noon is going down the same path. I cannot find black cherry in a 4-pack anywhere anymore. It's hard to find. I can get it at Binny's.
One of you
But
ever
now they're
drank
all
just
these-
4, though?
But well, that's why I have 8 for tonight. But they're not the flavors I like because
White Claw
everything
makes.
now.
You can get
Is
a
multi-flavor
6-pack, a
pack?
12-pack, a 24-pack
See,
of
no,
black cherry.
I don't know if I can do White Claw.
My daughter,
'cause they're
Teresa,
just too
drinks White Claw
sweet.
black cherry exclusively.
Yeah.
Well, these have no sugar in them, so these are pretty good. Or it has an imitation
Says no added sugar.
sugar, so
100 calories.
it's pretty good. So,
100
but I
carbohydrates.
just want to say that is that they should not stray away from the original recipe, and they do these stupid variety packs. And I
There's
don't
a lot
get
of
it.
reasoning behind it. We can talk about it for a while, but they do the variety packs to try to broaden the base.
Yeah.
And then by broadening the base, they put more SKUs into Nielsen ratings. And then Nielsen is when you go to present to chains like Jewel Osco and other chains, you can say I have 7 SKUs that are in the top 100 of blah, blah, blah. And that's
okay.
that's
That's
what
why-
it's
Yeah,
based
but see, in my eyes, all they do is they piss off the people that got them to where they're at. And then now they make me think about going to
kind of like
something
the
different.
Bears and the White Sox. And
Yeah.
Oh, which I wanted to talk about that too.
Are we going to go down that road?
Well, we have to. You can't ignore it. This is Windy City Redneck, the
I was just going to
podcast.
stick my head in a hole in the ground. And
Oh
look
my
up
God,
ostrich
how
and just
how
say,
terrible!
forget
But
it.
I just so I
Anyways,
want to
let's stay on topic.
we'll try to squirrel. So a couple things I referenced that we got the stands up and we're ready for hunting season. We'll talk to you in between takes or in between segments about what we're going to be doing with pheasant hunting. But the weather it's getting chilly out. We may actually have to close these doors in a little bit. I don't have the heat running yet, which you're happy for.
Yes.
I run hot too.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, but we're getting ready for that. So hopefully we'll be bringing video to you as well from the barn. And hopefully, from the barn.
I get to finally see this barn.
Yeah. Well, I'd like you to come down. I'd like
you
to
are
do it-
invited. You want to go hunting?
I would love to.
Well, we need to do a trap shoot too before
Okay, we can do a trap shoot.
the range closes. Because it does close at some point, and we can't use it till season's over.
Yeah.
But we could go to our alternate sites, and we've got some other stuff in the works. But again, welcome aboard. This
Thank
is
you.
like your
My
the
5th welcome.
Is it?
No,
Is it?
4th. I think 4th, right?
Well, I'm going to welcome you every week. It's good
we
to
did
have
Tattoo,
you.
we did Bartolini's, we
Yeah.
did, or is that it? Yeah.
One
This is
here,
3.
Bartolini's, and then
This is it.
5. This is 5 for you because
Oh, yeah, because I've done others. Yeah, yeah. Well, I did,
Oh,
I
you've
did
done-
the
you
Whiskey
did
Bar.
other
guest
ones.
twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. After the first one, I don't think he was a guest. I think he was more. He was a
he was
part-time
He was a
co-host.
supplier, or what do you call it? An
Yeah.
enabler.
Enabler, yes.
Enabler.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah.
What'd you bring for us today?
Yeah. So speaking of enablers, one of the biggest enablers. I wanted to talk to you about this. We're going to be headed back down to the barn, and it's hunting season, and we've got a couple text messages going, and it was nice to see. We're talking about the alcohol and stuff, and I don't want to, have it come up all the time, but it's that time of year where we're going to head back down to the barn. We were down at the Hornet last weekend, and I had a little bit of a tough time bringing Matt's stuff down out of the loft. Everything had his name on it. Getting his stuff.
I was
out
looking
of the
at
loft.
the tubs of stuff in the Hornet underneath the tub.
Yeah, and then I went underneath. We have some church pews in the barn, and some of his tubs were underneath there. You pull them out; it's got his last name on it. And so
I will say, Jackie posted today on Facebook. She made some blankets out of his T-shirts.
Okay. Yes, yeah.
And did you see that post?
No, I didn't see it yet.
So there was a whiskey shirt that I gave him. Was
Nice.
one of the shirts. I was very happy with that.
Oh,
That's cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he loved you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because in a great way.
Yeah.
Because we only met doing this, but and once the mic stopped, it was different. But
Yeah.
it was what a great guy, what a great human. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that was a little rough.
Yeah.
You know, me and Murph were there. We took the stands down and we took it down. And kudos to Vose, your nephew Vose, for taking him. You want to tell our viewers and listeners what they did?
He took him on a red stag hunt up in Wisconsin. It's a paid place where they got the stag running on out there.
And you could probably post some pictures.
Yeah, Vose posted them on Facebook. I'm sure.
He must have defriended me. I didn't see him.
Or was it in the group chat?
It was in the group chat because I usually ask them for permission to post.
Okay.
Or wait for them to post, and he didn't. But Vose took Evan on a stag hunt, and he was smiling from ear to ear. And then I did see a picture of was that a largemouth bass?
Yeah, they
Holy
went,
shit!
Yeah,
They
they went fishing
huge.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, and he had on the gear you got him.
yeah. The gear looked good on him. It looked like we actually got the right size.
Now what is it? What's the name of that gear?
Kuyu. Kuyu. Kiui.
Dude, it looked digital. Is it a little digital?
Yeah, it's good stuff. They had like a big sale on it, so we got some of the stuff on sale. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's stuff that'll last them forever. And if not,
And
Dilly,
folks,
he can pass it down.
Yeah,
to
and
Dilly
you folks that purchased some of the Northwoods Matt T-shirts and hats that we sold,
that's what paid for it
last year. That's what's paying for the boys.
Love
gear.
that also.
So, yeah, it was awesome to see that, and it was cool of Vose.
I also love that they're. Again, I don't know him from Adam.
Yeah.
I don't know him that well, but I love that the community of people that he hung with is kind of including his kids in all of this stuff.
Exactly.
And I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great way to remember him and to honor him.
Yeah.
It is going to be a hard deer camp, though.
All the firsts are they're always
especially with if the boys comes out. I'm hoping they do. It sounds like they're going to.
And
or at least Evan is. Right?
Yeah, you got to have a shout out though to the Young Guns and Vose and all them. They're the ones. I'm glad you brought that up, Whiskey Jim. I've been tuned out, and I have not really done a very good job keeping in touch with Jackie. I'll have a text message here and there. I've been working with the folks at the Camper Clan on a tribute that they've got going for Matt as well. They got some flags for their campers, and I've been working on that with them. But I've just had so much going on, my fingers in so many things, trying to cut back. And I really should have been keeping up with her and the boys a little bit more. But you're right, though, that the Young Guns, Just Ron and Captain Jim
and Randy. I think Randy.
Randall went. Horseshoe.
They went to the.
They took the boys. Where did they take them?
It was a motocross, right?
Oh, I saw.
Yeah.
And then you got a
Super motocross. You got one with the.
I think Ron posted some
riders.
pictures. One of the. He's like, this guy's the best rider in the country or the world.
Well,
or
and if any of you folks that are watching this, you're friends with Jackie, and you've seen some of her posts,
the kids are nuts.
The boys have the motorbikes and they ride them in the backyard. That was one of the things that Matt was really proud on teaching them how to do that. And, they rebuild them.
He's taught him He taught the kids properly because her posts have been. I've been so nervous. I've been so
she's worried about them hurting themselves.
They've been great. Yeah.
No?
Well, kudos to him for doing that teaching. It's like the same way hunting. You take hunting seriously. You don't. You don't goof around
gun
hunting.
safety.
I goof around my entire life.
Stand safety.
Put a gun in your hand and you're not supposed to.
Yeah. No shit. And because it only. You're right on that. But kudos to the Young Guns and everything. It's been going good, and I am looking forward.
Which is good.
It is, and so it was a little rough. So I thought I'd bring that up in some of the hunting, but I am looking forward to getting Evan out there. I know the Young Guns are as well. I know you are, and we'll figure out how to have a successful season for him and make it work. It'll be different. But I did see Just Ron today. But one of the things right before Matt passed, I'm not so. I mean, I know he always liked whiskey, but once you came on board, he got into it more and more, and he started sharing it with the young.
I don't think
guns.
it was ever explained to him what he liked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was definitely informative from what I remember, anyways.
But where I was going with that, though, is that the young guns today, Just Ron posted a picture in our thread. I'll show it to you during the break.
Oh, no kidding. Good. I love
He's got Weller,
bourbons.
some
Right.
Wellers, two bottles of Weller. I forgot what the other two were.
I have no idea. They're all
got a
the
bottle
same.
of Blanton's. Yeah, that's expensive.
Those are up at the Honey Camp?
He's bringing them
definitely
down. He's bringing them down, and then there's one more. There was 2 bottles of Weller. I think he had a bottle of Blanton's.
Colonel H. Taylor, E.H. Taylor.
I don't.
You know, we have
remember
your
what the other-
billet or whatever that is in here.
Bullet.
the bullet. No, that's the
Or something
Willet?
Whiteamore.
Willet.
You got some crazy ass
no. It was the
expensive shit
smoky
here.
stuff that we bought.
Boonenhaben?
Boonenhaben. That's
Yeah.
it. Boonenhaben.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, we got the Boonenhaben here. That's got to come down to Deer Camp. So if you think
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not drinking
it's
it.
got the smoky flavor. It's got
Yeah.
the smoky
I
flavor.
mean,
that
maybe-
we- that Matt liked.
Maybe,
Do it around the
yeah,
campfire.
maybe we'll have a snippet of that in a little bit. I'm fine for a little bit of that.
Today, I will not
yeah.
do that today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
but
got a long run.
no, dude, you're totally welcome to come down to the barn.
It's
I mean,
fine.
I
I
mean,
said
even if
I'll
you-
be there.
Even if you don't want to hunt, I mean, there's a lot of guys
who
who
said I
don't.
don't want to hunt.
Well, there's a lot of guys who don't even get a chance to hunt. They didn't get a tag, and you don't
It's
get
kind of
pulled
like
in the
talking on these
lottery.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Getting a word in.
Exactly. Well, sorry. I was asked.
Yeah, he goes and shoots a big deer, and then everybody else has nothing going on the rest of the weekend.
Oh my god!
It's all about Renee.
Oh my god! You know,
Hey,
one
I'm
more.
just going to be a producer. Are you a producer at the deer camp?
All right. All right. So we might as well just address that. I tried.
I believe Dave and or one more and I already spoke of this, and there's no way you're going to be just a producer.
Well, I tried.
There's no way.
I tried it, and I've got emails and text messages of people asking me to come back in, and it wasn't. It wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't.
He sent himself texts and emails. That's
Okay. All right. So we're going with it.
Please.
Okay.
Put
You
the-
know, at
let me
any
post this on the
time, I
public
can
so
take
everybody
these
sees it.
headphones off, and I can just go out there, and then you two are on your own. You good with
the
that?
best video you'll get with him and I just free-forming. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I gotta pee.
I got some stories about you I could do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
yeah.
pee. In
I got a bicycle story.
You're gonna have to pee.
That was told I couldn't tell a long time ago with note stories about the host.
Well, then that would disclose a lot of stuff about you as well. So we're kind of there's some linkage there till you retire, buddy.
Well, I'm retired enough from that part.
Well, my life's an open book, so
There you go.
if it
I've
happens,
seen all your posts. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah.
All right. So
it
enough of the cryptic bullshit. So again, thanks for joining us. Season 3, episode 12. This will drop on Tuesday, the 21st. Like I said, and thanks for joining us on the YouTube 21st.
24th.
Thursday's the 21st.
Oh, I thought you said Tuesday. So it'll be next Tuesday.
No, we're dropping on Thursday, the 21st. That went
Nobody
on
said
my
there'd be
around
any
to it.
math.
I apologize.
Now the video.
told no man.
What is your Thanks for making the investment in the camera, and that's a good setup, dude.
because now we can buy a lot more dog food.
Yes, you got the GoPro going.
Yep.
Video editing and stuff. That's a whole.
That's a whole nother learning curve.
You looking forward to
a
it?
lot of YouTube videos I'll have to watch on YouTube. So while I'm making
Yeah.
a YouTube, to learn
Yeah.
how to do YouTube.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do photography back to high school, and kind of no, we can't afford a camera from my parents, and never went down that avenue. I always wanted to.
Well, it's not that they couldn't afford it; they chose to afford other things.
Yes, exactly. Like, they bought a cottage. I can't complain.
Yeah,
So now I got a cottage to go to and take
There
some
you
video
go.
now.
And
Yeah.
bring your own, bring your own.
Speaking of cottage,
Speaking of video,
we have video that we're going to have to
do.
put together from
We do.
some prior. What would you say? Pre-Windy City Redneck video of when we were starting to do some.
You're bringing
Trial.
you're bringing a tear to my eye a little bit here because
Yeah.
so just a freaky thing. We had some video that we shot years ago up in Wisconsin, and we were just truly fucking around on the pontoon boat.
Yes.
And I said
And
something.
this is all dudes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was with Greg.
Yeah.
And Yeah. So you're totally just fucking around. And how crazy is it when you look back at it?
Oh, it's so stupid. It's funny.
But you think about the irony.
yeah.
Now
that we're doing it, yeah.
How could we? Our dream was, and this was way before Barstool Sports and everything. We were out on the pontoon, and I said, "Guys, let's take some video and let's pretend we're doing," because we wanted to be like Chauncey Outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing
Okay,
something. Yeah.
we're like, "Hey, let's take some video and let's do Windy City Redneck Outdoors." So we tried doing some video, and every
Tim
single,
was there. Who was it?
Tim was
me,
there.
you, Tim,
Miller time, and
Greg.
and Greg.
There's the 5 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we've got some video, and it was all on my, what did I have? A MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
did it all on our phones, but
Right.
It was on there, and the MacBook Pro crashed years ago, and it was all stuck on there. And I could never figure out how to get it out. Full circle. Last week, one of the guys did a drone. A couple weeks ago, a guy did a drone video for American Legion Post 854 in Evergreen Park
from the event?
of the car show.
Yeah.
And he sent me the video. And when I tried to open the video, it would only open in iCloud.
Oh.
I have not been in
your cloud.
iCloud in. I didn't even know I had.
Like every
stuff
guy,
in
every
iCloud.
male above 50 has not ever checked their cloud.
No.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Well, guess what was in the cloud?
I guess I'm going to have to check it now for maybe my Buffett pictures.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Well, I said that to you earlier when you said you couldn't find them.
Oh, okay.
So in the cloud
I noticed that.
was all the video from the Wisconsin trip when we were trying to do
Nice.
the TV show, and we finally found it. We were watching it at the Legion last week and laughing our ass off. We could put someone else in here too.
Oh, yeah?
You have a lot of
Hey,
editing. to
Since
do.
we're talking about
Yeah.
the Legion, how was the Phil Wingo his the
His
food at
food
the,
was phenomenal.
yeah,
I've kind of
Everybody-
exchanged a couple things with him since we've done the
Nice.
thing with him.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounded like he loved it.
yeah.
Everybody raved about it.
I hope everybody understood what the value they got from
They
him.
do.
Like, yeah.
And it took us fucking forever to pay him. You know,
right.
I mean, the problem with dealing with everything that we got going on at the Post is that a lot of guys that are involved, it's nothing negative towards them. It's just that a lot of the dudes are retired and,
Yeah.
just
Everybody's
are
a
hanging
volunteer.
out.
It's a
Yeah,
volunteer.
and it's like,
Yeah.
so...
Nobody's getting paid.
Yeah, no
Right,
one's
right.
getting paid. So in order, you got to get a hold of this guy to get a check, and you
Right.
need a receipt and all this stuff. And guys don't understand Phil's running a fucking business.
Right. Well, and his time is
Speaking of Phil, is Industrial Night coming up?
Industry. So I
Night?
just,
Industry
funny you
Night.
say that. I sent him a note on that asking today when
It's the
next one
28th.
is. It is.
Just find the last
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I thought the 28th.
Are you
was
working?
I thought the 28th
No, I'm
was
going to go up to the
Thursday.
cottage.
No,
I got
I
to go
thought he
take
told me
this.
it was the 28th. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
take
thought it
the
was coming
beers
up
out already?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so
Shit, my
The reason
freeze
I asked
tonight. I got to
is
pee.
Chris Bartolini's brother Dominic. He wasn't there at when we did the podcast.
Okay.
Unbeknownst, I found this out since we did this. He does competitive barbecue.
Really?
Get out.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so that he have
So
him come by. And,
that's what I asked Phil if I could bring
Yeah,
him by.
it's
And
actually. I got to go and I got to get some more of the
Buckshot?
Buckshot. Yeah, I'm
Well,
out
I
of
got some. I can
Well,
put
no,
some in an envelope for
No,
you.
it just gives me a reason to have to go there and buy some.
Well, to answer your question, the brisket was...
I mean, I saw you and you
Unbelievable.
sent it to me, but yeah,
It was-
the main part of the question was, I hope the people that golfed understood the value they got because it was the price to golf was a great value anyway.
Yeah.
If they got a box lunch, it was a great value.
Yeah.
They got a world class barbecue
a good guy
expert
to make
that
their
upgraded
food. Yeah.
because I remember talking to him. You were
Yeah.
talking to him about what
Yeah.
to do. It was right here. It was at this table.
Yeah.
You were and they got brisket. I mean, the value that they received for what they paid
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
I know, like
Yeah.
5-star restaurant.
Right,
food.
right, yeah.
It was-
Or world class barbecue
World-class, yeah.
champion,
Yeah.
food.
So I do believe he posted on social media somewhere, and I'll try and find it for you folks. And we're talking about Phil Wingo, Pork Mafia, which is right here in Alsip. Phil Wingo, world-renowned barbecue master. Has traveled the world. Check him out. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He actually is coming out with new coffee.
Yeah, I seen something
Is it
about
coffee?
some coffee.
What's it called?
I don't remember. I just seen it the other day.
Coffee
on one of his
Mafia.
posts.
We'll look that up.
The next time, we'll have it next time because we should do a coffee show as well. because I'm another.
Well, I
love.
can't do that. I'll have a stroke if I have coffee.
I will. Well, we'll be up all night though.
Yeah.
Keep
I
talking.
love, but I love coffee. I love whiskey. I love beer. I love wine. I love barbecue. Like what else?
You love
Jimmy
everything
Buffett.
everything that's bad for you, right? But he had this amazing bark on the brisket.
Yeah, that's-
and he did something different, and he did something different when he cut it as well. Oh, but it was amazing, and everyone loved it. Roscoe showed up. One more came.
I wasn't invited.
And yeah, you're always invited. You,
I flew in from New Mexico just for it.
yeah, and so anyway, I mean, the bark was amazing. It was a great cut. Oh, it was so good, and everyone loved it. So thanks for asking, and that's great that you.
Well, it's because I literally was at Bartolini's earlier today, and talking to Dominic about his barbecue, and then I was messaging Phil about it. So
Okay.
I also think-
He's such a
have
great
those
guy.
guys done anything together? Like,
No.
have they ever been at like the same competition?
that I don't know. I don't know. I know
That'd be
Dominic
that'd be
does it on
interesting.
just a volunteer. He
Okay.
volunteers to do it.
But that'd
And
be
it's-
interesting if like they actually competed against each other. That'd be kind of cool. You
They
never
may
know.
have. I just don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but thanks for asking. I mean, the food was great, and thanks to Phil.
Yep.
And
Thanks, Phil.
so check them out. They're
And to
at
Bartolini's.
Pork, and Bartolini's,
Yeah,
of course.
definitely
the
Bartolini's.
Bartolini's. They've been liking some of our stuff.
Yeah.
And
I finally met Chris's wife. I was there a week ago.
really,
Never met your wife.
Yeah, and she goes, I feel like I know you. We have to have met. I'm like, we've never met. No, we've never met.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
so she's like the female George Glass.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Chris is like thinking right now, if he's watching this, he's like, fucking video for these guys.
Well, it won't be till Thursday, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, don't edit this part out. Maybe you can put that in there. So, but shout out to Chris. Shout out to all of the
And
folks.
Dominic, his brother. I kinda
all
like
the folks.
I
we
like
work
Dominic
with.
better.
Hey, and as long as you know,
Do you know his wife?
What's that?
Do you know his wife?
I have never met. I've never even talked
you know
about
what?
his wife.
This sounds like the perfect time for you two to carry on.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So you never met his wife?
No. Are you going to go potty? Where are we going?
Okay. And wash your hands before you start cooking.
So, anyways, we were supposed to do a podcast about Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, I know. I thought that's where we were going to go. That's kinda
as
where I
everyone,
got the attire.
or if you're not aware, Jimmy Buffett passed away about 2 weeks ago.
Was it September 1st, I believe?
Yeah.
It's a sad day.
Well, it was a sad day, and he was a big part of my adult life, and my wife and I have been all over the world to see Jimmy Buffett.
Nice.
We've seen him all over the U.S. We're not one of those crazy people that have seen him 1,000 times, but
Yeah.
we've seen him. Gosh, I bet it's close to. Over 30.
Wow.
And we've seen him in other cities, and we've seen him in. It was a bucket list to see him in Paris. He always played.
Did you go see him in Paris?
So we saw him his last show
Yeah,
in Paris.
I seen one of the videos where he's like, "Oh, we're going to Paris."
Yeah, so he always plays Paris in September,
Okay.
and we had tried for years to go do it.
She goes to Paris.
Yeah, and it was amazing. It was different. It was a different experience than I've ever saw him in. In that the venue was about 500, max 500 seats. It was like a high school auditorium.
So, do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to take a break and then get into Buffett after the break? What do you want to do?
Well, I wanted to tie this first segment into the next segment, but so
That's fine.
Yeah, sure. You talk. I mean, you're dressed better than Buffett tonight than I am, but
well, we did it as a family.
yeah.
It was my mom went, my aunt went, my siblings, and we always made the yearly pilgrimage to when he'd come to Chicago or
Right.
go to Alpine Valley.
It would be Alpine or Tinley.
Yeah, the last shirt. This shirt's from the last show in 22 at Alpine that I went.
So we
to.
had tickets to that show, and as Renee pointed out on social media, like we were going to be out of town, and we gave them away at less than, or not gave them away. We sold them at less than cost.
Okay.
I'm just happy that someone used them because it was amazing.
It was a good concert. It was fun. I mean, you can't go wrong. Even if the concert, like he could like not show up and just hang out in the parking lot.
So that your story that you just said about those tickets,
Yeah.
those went.
Well, then I
to-
started, but okay.
Yeah, no. Those tickets went to Samantha.
From you work with her, right?
Correct.
Yeah, right.
And she was at the golf outing as well. And she said to me that next day we were at work, and she's like, I don't know what it was. She goes, someone was looking out for me because she had never seen him, and she's like,
Well, if you
She's
remember the
like, it couldn't
conversation,
have
she
been-
wanted to see him so bad, and you're like, "What do you want from him?" And I'm like, "We just want." I mean, I what is she willing to pay?
you did her a
That's what I
favor.
said. Yeah, I did a huge
you
favor.
helped
I mean,
her
yeah,
big time. And she's like, I'm so thankful because I think she went with her mom and one of her best friends, and she's just like, she goes, I got so lucky. She goes, I would have had so much regret if that opportunity didn't come in front of me. So thanks for helping her out on that. I mean, that was.
Yeah, he's definitely.
But you never know.
No.
It was one of the things we wanted to do. Now, did your daughters get to see him?
Yeah, we have gone multiple times to see him with our daughters.
My children did not, and that was one thing that me and Lisa had talked about doing, and we never got around to it. Did any of your kids see him?
No.
I was lucky enough. The last time he played Wrigley I was able to work it into a work event.
Yeah.
And in addition to hosting people for work, I had my daughter, my oldest daughter, my son-in-law, my younger daughter, my wife, my cousin, his wife. So we had about, we had about 10 people that I had personally, and then 20-some people that I had for work. It was an amazing experience. It was right when the Hotel Zachary opened, connected to Wrigley, the hotel that's connected to Wrigley.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You had to guarantee a 2-night minimum. It was a crazy expensive. I was one of the first people to book a room in that hotel because I did it a year out, and before it was even opened. It was crazy expensive. I had one of my my onesies on. But with that said, I pulled out some favors in the there's the Cubs own the bar. I don't know, it's Harry Carey's or whatever the bar is, the Budweiser bar, right in that complex. That someone was able to get a table for me for 20 or 20 something. So it was amazing. I mean, they're like, you're going to ask for a table at Buffett at Wrigley, and I'm like, well,
why not?
I've never asked for anything. Yeah. So a camera crew came from his Buffett's people, and I made it on the video board with my onesie. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look for that, and I've been looking at a lot of YouTube videos of him, so I'm going to have to look for that now. Because he did a lot of videos where.
Well, every concert he put people up on the board from the tailgating is what it was, and at Wrigley you really can't. There's no. It's not. You can't.
You can't.
Like you're not supposed to tailgate at Tinley, but it was written in the contract.
It's the only exception.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, so going back to what you were saying is that you and the girls got to go there and you had that table and everything. There's nothing wrong with asking for that table because you, myself, one more, we've heard the response no so many times in your life that you should ask folks if there's anything you want to do.
Well, all they tell you is no.
I mean, they'll tell you no. And then just every once in a while someone's going to say,
yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and then you
so
don't stop asking.
Awesome.
Yeah, because what happens, I think people have a tendency to stop asking.
Yeah, because
everything's just not possible.
Why bother?
And if you're polite,
not me.
If you're polite and you got a shot at it,
that's not me either.
Yeah, well, I'll take a shot. God, the mosquitoes are out already. Huh? So anyway. But I mean, he was such a great show, and you saw him in different parts of the world. You did the Paris thing. We talked about it here and stuff. When's the first time you ever heard his music?
First time I heard his music, I mean, everybody heard Margaritaville. Everybody heard growing up. I mean, I kind of did some research, but I kind of read just to get the timelines right. Yeah. So the first song that everybody should remember is "Come Monday." That was his first big hit. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't one of the first big songs that he wrote. And I remember that song as a kid. The Pirate Looks at 40, I think, was the next one, his next song.
I love that one. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
And that's right around 73, 74. Both of those are right around that time frame. I mean, Cheeseburger in Paradise came 78, 79. I mean, that's right when he started getting that following.
Yeah.
I would say probably college is when, kind of like college age. I mean, I met you when our wives were in college.
Yeah.
That's when everybody kind of gets their Buffett wings or Buffett.
How about you?
Fins, I call it.
Yeah, probably late 80s.
Yeah.
I don't remember what first song was. I think I just went to a concert. It was my first wife, and we used to go to Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
And it was just
so mine was.
And then we started doing the family thing, and then it just snowballed from there.
Mine was junior year in high school with Pat Burke and Jack Cunningham. at the Holiday Star Theater.
Oh, wow, in Maryville, Indiana. They
All
tore
right.
that building down to the ground.
Yeah,
Did
it's
they?
not there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gone.
It's an
Yeah.
empty lot.
Yeah.
And I think the place had just opened. Maybe
I can't
It
imagine
wasn't
seeing
very
Buffett there.
old.
That would have been cool as hell. to
We
see us
were
there.
small venue.
we were
Yeah,
we
nice
were
small
in
venue.
we were in the second row.
Wow.
I did not know who the guy was. Knew nothing other than it used to be played at our high school parties all the time.
Right.
And I didn't know the words or anything.
So Margaritaville,
And I was
is
mesmerized in the
song
second row.
that was written bitching about the tourist in Key West. That's what it was originally. And then and the ironic part about it is it brought so many more people down to Key West.
Yeah.
Did had to reverse the
Yes.
fact.
Yeah, I was watching some videos and stuff like that, and he did like videos from Margaritaville, and it went over all of his videos that he's done, and
Right.
man, he's done some real cheesy videos.
But who
Yeah,
didn't?
but he embraced that cheesy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
look at. I mean,
Yeah.
he
I know.
embraced
Yeah,
it.
but
But
who
was
didn't
pretty-
do cheesy videos?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
look at Bon
because
Jovi
he
videos.
started like right before they even MTV came out, and he was
Right.
doing.
But I would say Bon Jovi was not doing them to be cheesy.
No. Yeah, he was like there
Yeah.
was some that was.
He knew exactly what
But
he was doing
it was
every
pretty
step of the
cool
way.
how he went over like what the songs meant and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He was like Pirate Looks at 40 was about some bartender or something at some Key West place, and he's like, yeah, the tourists would come down and they get drunk, and he would wait. All the locals would hang out, and then when the tourists went back to their rooms, he would charge all the
To
the
drinks
local
or tabs.
drinks to their tabs. It's just saying that. And then supposedly that's and this guy would say,
Well, Boat Drinks was written at a
Yeah.
bar at a hotel in Boston.
Was it? Okay.
During the hockey playoffs, and the band was sitting at go over the words of Boat Drinks, and it's you could almost see exactly what they're
Yeah. He's got so many videos out there. I suggest everybody watch them. I'm going to try to attach some videos to the YouTube channel.
Oh, great! We'll get sued.
Yeah. Well, no, you can
Tell our
attach.
own videos.
No, you can attach somebody
Well,
else's.
I'm
YouTube,
getting-
right?
Oh yeah,
Like a-
yeah,
like a
yeah.
reference,
You're saying
yeah.
tag Buffett.
Tag them. Tag
got
like
it.
some other videos and stuff like that. I'm not
Yeah.
saying post them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm starting to get some major errors here on the podcast.
So,
for,
you
so
wanna take a break?
Thank God we've got the audio going on the video this week because the podcaster. We'll take a break.
Okay.
And we'll come back and we'll do some more stuff. I don't know what is going on with it. It says error. So we'll figure it out. I'll listen to it. But thanks for joining us. This is Windy City Redneck, the podcast. I can hit the music because this part should work. It is. There we go. It is not. There we go.
I was going to say, do we have a pin?
Yeah, no shit. But thanks for joining us, Windy City Redneck, the podcast. Check us out at everything Windy City Redneck on Facebook, WindyCityRedneck.com. We're on Instagram. We got to get that going again. We're on Twitter. We got to work on that. More importantly, we're going to be on our YouTube channel, and we'll let you know what that is in the next segment. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a little bit with the rest of Season 3, Episode 12, yet to be titled, but we'll hit you with that. We'll be right back.